do I want to keep feeling restricted? Do I feel like me choosing not to do this activity or to have this interaction is holding me back from something that I want to experience? If so, freaking take it by the reins and just go, because there is so much on the other side of that beyond the experience itself. You are just elevating and you are literally fueling everything in your body, from your mind to your heart to your spirit. And it's such a fulfilling feeling. Before you know it, you just are fearless. And how liberating is it to be completely fearless? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ellie Jane. I'm so grateful that you're here with me today. I'm not gonna lie, I'm already sweating a little bit because I'm a little nervous, and I feel like that just goes along with the theme of this video, which is how to be comfortable in constant discomfort. I haven't filmed a talking video in a while, and that's why I do feel these nerves, but I'm trying to breathe through it, so let's just get into it. For those of you who don't know, I am currently traveling with my love and best friend, KT, and we are capturing every bit of the journey, from our growth to the food that we eat and just things that we're learning and places that we're exploring. And if you want to follow him, please do. He's shared so much already. He's ahead of the game. So if you want sneak peeks of what we're up to, definitely take a look at his channel, and he speaks words and words of wisdom. But anyways, as we're traveling, there is so much that has tested me. It has tested my patience. It has challenged me in ways that I've never been challenged before. I just love it. I'm learning to embrace it, because when I ask myself, like, what is my purpose here on this earth? It is to be the best version of myself, to live the best life possible, to live at my highest frequency, and to give back to the people that I care about, to this community, to the earth, and to just leave it better than I came in. And I'm not talking about like a baby, but as we get older, we develop these bad habits or insecurities or just attributes that we don't necessarily want to associate with ourselves. We don't want it to be a part of us. And so we have to work through that and find ways to improve if we want to be detached and free and not become a prisoner to the things that we don't like about ourselves. And that is something that traveling has really tested and brought to surface. And I just want to share them with you, because you don't have to travel to witness this growth for yourself and to push your boundaries. But because I am traveling, it is pushing me out of my comfort zone in my hometown. And I'm just constantly being put in situations where I'm not the most comfortable. And that is where the most growth comes from, discomfort. So we have to learn to embrace it if we want to be the best versions of ourselves. And yeah, so let me just drop in and start off with the first one, which is making friends. At this point, it's going to be a little confusing with my YouTube timeline because I have pre-filmed a bunch of videos before getting to this one. So I'm currently in Japan, and we have stayed in so many different types of places. We've stayed in shared houses, we've stayed in private Airbnbs, we've stayed in a hotel. A lot of growth came from the shared spaces, obviously, because you are surrounded by strangers. You're constantly meeting strangers that are going in and out of the same house. You don't want to just meet someone and disregard them. You want to introduce yourself. I find that usually the first interaction with people, like it's rare that it just like clicks. And most of the time, like, it's a little awkward. You're trying to like find something that you can relate to. And then once you find that place, then you can really connect. Getting to that place is the most uncomfortable part. And honestly, like, letting go of the idea that this person may not even like you, this person may not be your person that you can actually connect with, and just completely letting go of that. Not coming back to your room and being like, why did I say that? Like, did I do something wrong? Was the vibe not right because of something that I said? That is something that I really had to practice. For example, this one time, I actually reached out to one of my favorite YouTubers, and it took a lot for me to actually reach out to her because I have watched this person for a long time. I watch their content because I obviously feel like I can relate to you. I love the energy that you give out, and I would love to be your friend in real life. And KT just pushed me and was like, yo, just message her. You never know what's going to happen. To my surprise, she messaged back and she was down to link up. Up until we met up, I was so nervous to hang out with her because I felt like I had built up this mental friendship with her, and it was one-sided because she had no idea who I was. And I was like, well, what if she doesn't like me and the vibes just like aren't cool and she never wants to hang out with me again? Like literally, like I was nervous. I was sweating. My heart was just like beating really fast. I saw her. I was stunned. I was like, wow, like I'm actually seeing her in person. I could tell like there were nerves on both ends, but I was really proud of her for coming out to see me as like a complete stranger, like someone who obviously like watches her content. I could see like the discomfort that she was feeling, and that was making me feel a little more at ease that like I wasn't the only one. And it was just so nice to see that we are all going through this, you know? Some of the most confident people that you may see like online, they are going through it too. If they are like super confident in person, like that didn't just come out of nowhere. They worked towards that too. Anyways, this interaction, this hangout with ex-YouTuber, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't bad either, but it just, again, wasn't what my mind had hoped it would be. And when we parted ways, I'm not gonna lie, I did feel sad. And I felt like there was someone who I perceived as like a digital soulmate in a way, and it just didn't work out. But I feel like my nerves honestly took over me being my authentic self with her, and that is what was bothering me. And I talked to KT about it. I was just like letting it all out, and I was like, I was just so nervous. I wasn't who I wanted to be with this person, and I felt like if they really saw like who I actually am, maybe they would want to be friends with me. That was just something that I reflected on for a while. I felt like it was so necessary for my growth. All of that to say, making friends while traveling is really hard. You just constantly have to put yourself out there. Otherwise, you're only going to be talking to the person that you're traveling with, or the clerk at the grocery store, or not making meaningful connections outside of the people that you're traveling with if you are traveling with anyone. Another quick little story time about making friends. KT and I were at a coffee shop. KT went to order, and then I went to the second floor to find a seat. This girl was right across from me, and she was looking for a seat too. She had the cutest top on. She had like a very similar body type to me, so I was like, wow, I want to know where that shirt is from, like just so that I could wear it too. She looked really friendly, but I was just scared to approach her and be like, yo, where'd you get your top from? It's super cute. Ironically, when KT came to sit down, she was looking around still, and then she came up to our table and was like, hey, do you mind if I sit with you guys? And then we were like, no, please have a seat. Like there were 2 extra chairs right in front of us. And we ended up talking to this girl for like an hour, and she was the sweetest girl ever. And we exchanged Instagrams. Like it was just really nice. And she inspired me in a way because she was solo traveling at the time, and she just came up to our table and just was like, hey, can I sit with you guys? Like, you know, I don't know. It's just so simple, but it's like, wow, I admire that you did that. And witnessing her being at that stage in her life where she can travel by herself and then just ask to sit with strangers, like I was like, yo, I should do that. I should be able to just talk to people like we're already homies, you know what I mean? And not just assume that they're gonna be standoffish. And if they are, whatever, like it has nothing to do with you. Another uncomfortable thing is constantly packing up and being in new environments and getting acquainted with your surroundings, navigating the transit system and what's around you, and feeling out the energy of the space. But this has been constant for us. And even at this one place, it was super peaceful, right? Japan's a really safe country, and I have felt really safe since I got here. But there's this thing called an onsen, and it's basically a public bath. But the thing is you have to be completely nude in it, and it's separated by male and female. It's something that I did when I was younger, when I came to Japan with my aunt, and I remember how scared I was to go. And I was like, are you sure I can't wear my swimsuit? And my aunt was like, no, like you can't do that. So at that time in my life, I was like, I was a little kid and I was able to do it. So I want to experience it as an adult for the mental challenge and for the relaxation part of it, obviously. So it took like, I don't know, like 3 weeks for me to actually go to one. I just kept procrastinating. I found myself making excuses not to go. And then KT one day was just like, you need to go, just go. And so one night I went after dinner and I was really just like on edge, walking in the dark by myself. It was super safe though. I was just like building up all these scenarios in my head that something was going to happen to me. I was fine. I got there. I didn't have cash. They didn't take taps, so I had to walk all the way back. At that point, I was just like, oh, I just want to go. I just want to be there. I'm like frustrated that I don't have the money. And then I get there and then I strip down naked and I'm just like, I'm the only one here. I was trying to get out of my head so much. I love the challenge. I don't love the challenge in the beginning, but once I conquer it, I feel so proud of myself. And I feel like in a video game, you know, you get that little boost in like your health meter. And I feel like that just happens, or like your XP goes up. It's just really dope to see those things accelerate. I feel like this applies to a lot of introverts or shy people. You just want to ask yourself, like, do I want to keep feeling restricted? Do I feel like me choosing not to do this activity or to have this interaction is holding me back from something that I want to experience? If so, freaking take it by the reins and just go, because there is so much on the other side of that beyond the experience itself. You are just elevating and you are literally fueling everything in your body, from your mind to your heart to your spirit. And it's such a fulfilling feeling. In order to be the best versions of ourselves, we just have to keep pushing ourselves in that direction. Before you know it, you just are fearless. And how liberating is it to be completely fearless? I feel like I kind of have like this fear of fear. Like, I don't want to be fearful. I don't want to be controlled by these emotions that surround fear or are fear-based. As important as it is to find ways to be comfortable in your discomfort, I think it's also super important to be able to look back at who you were like last year or however much time has elapsed. It's important to see the progress and to acknowledge it and to kind of give yourself that pat on the back, like, hey, like you were not the same person back then. And it's because you kept pushing yourself. You were able to experience all of these amazing things because of it. You just never know what opportunity, what interaction, what connection is on the other side of making that decision of, okay, I'm just going to do it. Just continue to feel inspired by your own accomplishments and look up to yourself and ask yourself, what would my younger self want to look up to, and just be that person. I don't think my younger self would look up to older Ellie and be like, well, I hope she stays indoors all day and says no to every opportunity and is completely shy all the time, you know? Like, just be who your younger self would want to look up to, and that will inspire you in every interaction. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, I'm so happy to have done this and to have pushed myself. I'm not even sweating anymore. Like, growth, hello. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps with my channel so much, you guys. I am a little newbie on this platform, but I am happy to connect with whoever I can connect with, to whoever can resonate with the things that I speak, because it is so valuable. I learned so much from people on the internet, and I would love to be a person like that for someone else. So if anything sat with you, or if you received anything from this video, I'm just happy. I'm definitely going to film more of these. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.